So we just hit hour number 10. We have raised over $7,500. Thank you all for donating, each and every one of you for donating. 87. Wow, that jumped really fast.
Someone donated $1,000.
That's
on YouTube.
That's all it takes. All it takes.
That's awesome.
Wow.
I've always wanted to ask Beau publicly, like, Beau, how come you didn't go into music professionally?
I tried.
And I'm asking that seriously, dude. I'm asking that
definitely
seriously.
Tried.
So I had to pay bills.
Yeah, and a family.
And technically kind of still trying, you know?
You gotta keep going, man. You gotta keep going.
Yeah.
Keep the dream alive.
You're gonna make sweet music, right?
I'm gonna
Make
try.
sweet music
I'm
to
gonna
us.
yeah, we're gonna try.
sweet,
It's
sweet
gonna
love
be interesting coming through.
Yeah.
Are you doing anything from the new album?
So yeah. So I actually released a song today, and that'll be in a little bit. Yeah, it's in there. So
People are
let
asking,
me.
where can we get No Bandwidth merch?
It's on Bandcamp. So what Basin mentioned a minute ago.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna take off this headphones and switch up and play some songs.
Sweet.
All right, guys.
What?
That was so good.
Well,
Yeah.
Oh,
thanks,
Holy
Awesome.
crap.
you went from just like
Thanks, guys.
standing there to like, hold on. And then you're like, and I'm done.
Yeah. Dramatic ending.
I'm just waiting for him to say, I like to play.
Oh yeah.
That was awesome. So what was the name of that song?
That was Command and Control.
Man in Control. And that's off the first album, right?
Yes. Yeah, that's on the first one.
So yeah, and that was kind of took off a little bit. Were you kind of surprised? Because you've been talking about doing like the electronic guitar mashup and you were nervous about putting some stuff out. And I think it was well received whenever you released it. Was that kind of a shock to you that it was well received as it was in the
Yeah.
community?
So I mean, like I've had like so many different musical influences over the years. You know, like it's been kind of a journey. You know, like obviously metal has been one of the forefront pieces that I've always been interested in, and had a metal band, and I've always been really, really interested in like solo guitar music too. Like, so you're, Satriani, Steve Vais, Paul Gilbert.
You played Joe Satriani at your wedding, didn't you?
I did, yeah. I played Always With Me, Always With You.
So,
And then electronic music too. Like I actually have been really big into like industrial for a long time. Back to like Skinny Puppy, Rammstein, like that kind of stuff. And then more recently into like more like synthwave kind of stuff. So I kind of just said it, let me just throw everything together and see what happens. And that's what No Bandwidth ended up being.
well, you also mentioned that having children greatly impacted the way that you actually write music too. Do you want to tell people about that?
Yeah, I mean, just in general, like I used to have a band and used to jam and spend like a lot of time writing music for a band. And like I probably have a couple hundred songs, just for metal band, But I've never had the time to really like get another group together per se, And I was like, well, let me just do it myself, and no band with me, and
Yeah. And you also mentioned that you do a lot of the instrument, like the backing tracks and everything. Like you don't have to be sitting at a desktop to do it.
Right.
Like you can kind of do it with your kids climbing over you and throwing stuff at your head.
Oh yeah, no, like one of my favorite pictures is my recent newborn. I have a picture where I'm like I have Pro Tools open on a laptop and she's like asleep on my chest. It's just one of my favorites. But that exact situation, right? Just basically grab the laptop, go write some electronic music, and then play guitar over it. So
yeah. So do you have
All right,
another
let's
one lined up for us?
Yeah, I got 8 of these, so I don't know. I mean,
Right.
we'll see where we go.
So what's
All right,
the
let's
next
go.
one we got?
This is gonna be Kill the Process.
Kill the Process. Awesome.
All right.
Oh, oh, well done.
Let me
Thank
pick my
you.
face up off of the floor.
I saw somebody comment like that's a good pick me up to wake everyone up.
Yeah.
Keep you guys
Yeah.
going.
Yeah,
though. I gotta
now we just need you to come back
keep the
at
energy
1
up a little bit.
a.m.
You can come back
hit
at
this
midnight
again.
and
Yeah.
4 a.m.
Like 4 a.m.
The rest of the show is just going to be like, so when Beau played, that was awesome, right? Yeah, that happened.
Whatever.
It's going to be like 12 hours. Shit, we aren't even halfway done. Like,
No.
oh,
not yet.
God.
No.
no.
Why would you put words to
So, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say when we started putting this together and talking about it, like we had no idea what today was gonna be like, and today has just been so better than any of our expectations. And so thank you both for adding to it, because it's been a day. It's been a really good day for anyone that's been here the whole time. Okay, back to you guys.
All right. So one of the things that you'd kind of talked about in the past is like you like, especially with the stuff you've been doing with No Bandwidth, is music. It's basically music to hack to.
Mm-hmm.
So how much of this is like literally like, now this is your hacking soundtrack?
Oh yeah,
that
for
you
sure.
listen to?
Yeah, I mean, so I try not to like listen to my own stuff too much. Like that's just put my own stuff on repeat. And like on Spotify to get Spotify listens up.
Yeah.
No, so actually there's a good like 12 or so, maybe even up to like 20 groups that do like a similar-ish style enough that I feel like I kind of fit in the mix
Yeah.
of those groups. So I made a playlist called Music to Hack To, and it's on Spotify. It's if you go to like my No Bandwidth page on Spotify, I've got the playlist there. But that honestly is like my go-to these days for just if I'm like trying to get in the groove of hacking whatever. The Music to Hack To playlist is definitely it.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. One of the things that we're talking about with Wild West Hacking Fest is I think that we had like a good nerdcore, like solid group, right? With like
yeah.
dual core and stuff. And maybe we need to invite some of those groups, and maybe we could do 2 nights, like, a nerdcore rap group night, and then kind of a metal, techno, electronic type night as well.
Yeah.
Get
That sounds
that
awesome. Yeah.
going.
I know. I was sad to miss out on in person this year. We could have done something like that again.
Yes. Well, I think everybody was bummed about the not doing it in person thing, but it's coming. It's coming back. So.
We do got people coming back from earlier today. I guess it's after dinner, after doing things, and they're coming back in, and they're coming back to this. And so the thing about today is that there really is no like, hey, here's what's coming up, here's this, here's that. It's just everything is a surprise. And so if you stick around and watch, like everything is a surprise. And this is absolutely a surprise. One more thing is that we're almost up to $5,000 on the pledge page. Thank you, Finette. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but thank you. You're you definitely a big part of the BHIS community, and I appreciate that. Ashley donated. Thank you. She said, thanks for the totally real job. Sorry about that. I guess we'll just have to start sending checks to her. Noah, thanks for your donation. And Anonymous, always thanks for the donations. And then that $1,000 donation, we'll talk about that later on today. When that guest comes on.
And we just crossed 5,000 on the YouTube donation page. So that's
really?
So we've almost crossed 10,000. If I've been keeping. No, wait a minute.
Look.
I think we did.
Oh,
So
Nice. Look at that.
so that's one op for people that want reference. That's one op for Innocent Lives Foundation.
wow.
So if you're looking at what we did today, like people donating and hanging out with us today, that's one evil, bad person that's going to be taken off the streets. One.
That's awesome.
We could do better. Let's get some more. And by the way, pre-show BanterCon was before Beau went on, and I guess we're going to do the post-show BanterCon when Beau is done. Setting that up. So Beau, what's the next one you got for us?
All right. Yeah. So the next one is actually the first track that I wrote for this like No Bandwidth kind of thing. And it's funny because like when I first started like throwing around ideas, I was like I said, just taking like bits of metal, bits of synthwave stuff, and just kind of seeing what happens. So this is booting up. So I'm gonna mute again.
I like the jumping between headphones. Awesome.
That's my favorite
So,
thing.
so that was the song right there that you're like, okay, yeah, I got a thing here. I'm going to do this. That was it.
That's the first
you
one.
said-
Yeah, that's the first one.
So
Yeah, that's like my first like kind of like journey off of just trying to write like a typical metal band song, you know? Like I basically I was like, you know what? I really like synthwave. I like listening to it a lot. Let me see if I just see how it works. And honestly, what's funny is a lot of the songs I write start out on guitar and then they end up being electronic. So like the main like line from that, like the like that like whole little phrase thing, like that was something I was just like messing around on guitar, and like I was like, you know what? Let me just do that but electronically.
yeah. Now, whenever you're doing the synth parts, are you doing that like MIDI mapping one note at a time, or do you actually have a keyboard that you're actually playing it out? Like how do you? Or,
A little bit of both.
Okay.
So a little bit of both. I think for a lot of the like the main chord patterns, I'm writing on guitar. So like for example, like the main structures of the song. But then when it comes to anything intricate from an electronic perspective, I'm programming all that.
Yeah.
So like I'm just sitting on the couch, like you said, you know, just late at night, just finding the right set of notes to put together, and
So you got like a loop region going, right, where it's just like going over and over and over and over, and you're changing the little MIDI notes one at a time till you get it right?
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Someone
so I
just
got to
said, "God damn, I need to go wrestle a mountain troll now." I guess, yeah, that's you could do that for sure.
I got to set this next one up. So this is actually a brand new song, just released today. So this is remote code execution.
Nice.
Nice.
Thank you.
So
Jeez.
I like how that one has like in a lot of your stuff that I've heard over the years. You have like these thematic movements, right? And it comes and it goes, and it's got like different kind of, it's got the softer, quieter parts. Then it gets really hard and it builds up to a crescendo. Absolutely love that. Just amazing. So,
Thank you.
David was asking, is there any real shell code in that one? Sure. Yeah.
So it's funny, not that one, but I haven't actually like said this on the internet yet or anything, but my next album I actually have like a CTF built into some of it.
That is awesome.
Yeah, and it's all like music related, so it's like you kind of got to be like at least a little bit knowledgeable on the music side to be able to do it. So
I know we were talking to Ray Felch for a hardware meeting we have. And it was very awesome because he's like, man, Beau's doing this. He's going to be doing this. And like, oh my, that's going to be awesome. Dave and I were both ecstatic. We're like, this is going to be cool.
Oh yeah, that's fun.
No, that's so cool. Now, and what's the name of the new album that's dropping? Or is that out now, or just the song is out?
I haven't announced it yet. So
you
I've
haven't
got
announced
two songs. Yeah, 2 songs out from it. Still got a little bit more to write, and hopefully, like early next year. I'm thinking at this point.
Well, at least it works at your schedule, right? That's cool. So, yeah. All right, so we got to have another one here coming up, right?
Yep. Yeah. So this one. Yeah. So this is honestly it's a song that's probably one of the more important songs to me off this first album. This is Fatal Error Occurred.
All right. Nice.
Thank you.
All right. So I've got a question for you. Like you mentioned a lot of your most recent influences and stuff. And I already know kind of the answer to this, but I think other people should kind of hear of it. When you go back to whenever you first got into playing guitar very heavily, what were like a couple of your biggest influences?
So like early on, like when I first started learning is that what you mean?
Well, what I'm talking about is you set out with a goal for one band.
Oh
and,
yeah. You already know the answer to this. This is
I know,
leading.
these are leading questions. They don't know. So.
Yeah. So when I was like 15, I wanted to learn how to play guitar. And actually, what's funny is like 15 is like that's what I did. Like the year that I mark is like being the year that I started playing guitar. And I just turned 35, so I literally just hit the 20-year mark, which is awesome. But of playing guitar. Basically, when I was 15, I was like, you know what? I want to be able to play the entire Metallica catalog. And so I set out like that was a goal, right? Like my goal was basically to learn every single Metallica song from Kill 'Em All up to like Saint Anger at the time. That was the latest around when I first started learning. But yeah, so between Metallica, then I kind of evolved more into like prog metal. So I got really into Dream Theater. Definitely still one of my favorite bands. Jump Shushy, like this is his guitar. So I decided, I need a JP.
Yep. And how far? I never did get a chance to ask you. I know that we talked about it, but we were running and gunning that night. I never did ask you how far did you get in the catalog, because I know from me just hanging out with you, I would mention songs and you would play the riff. Like
back then I could play like every single song, like at least a riff. Like so for sure, like I could literally play Ride the Lightning, Master Puppets, and Justice for All, like front to back solos and everything.
Okay.
Definitely a lot of like the Black Album, Kill 'Em All for sure. But yeah, like those three, like those were ones that I set out as a goal. I was like, you know what, I need to learn every single part of every single one of these songs.
Yeah. And then for Dream Theater, like especially in your solos, like just You can definitely see that influence. Are there any specific albums or different like eras of Dream Theater? Because they've been around a long, long time.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That
So
kind of
scenes,
stick out the same way for you.
yeah. So Scenes from a Memory for sure is like my favorite. Like that'd be like my go-to. Awake is another favorite of mine. 6 Degrees of Inner Turbulence. Like all of them, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
But yeah, like those are definitely some of the main influences. I got really into like Satriani for a while, growing up, and Paul Gilbert. But yeah, that's
Yeah, you didn't like whenever you start digging into Racer X and stuff, you're not exactly trying to learn easy songs at that
no,
point, like at all.
nope,
All
definitely
right.
not.
So what's the next one you got?
All right, so this is another one that technically is going to be on the new album, but it's already been out for a bit. This one is what's up?
I feel like this is the tiny music desk from NPR, but louder, more hackery.
Oh
So.
yeah, we got some more to go.
All right, take it away.
All right.
Well, that sucks. Early next year is too damn far away for the new album, I think. We've got a problem. So, no, that was amazing.
Thanks.
That was so cool. So, somebody just said Joe Satriani and Steve Vai put all their equipment on eBay.
Whatever.
So there's a compliment for you. As they see that and be like, who is this? Which would be a good thing, right? So get you on one of the G tours, G3, G4.
Yeah, no, I'm not even in the same boat.
Well, you're wrong about that. But no, somebody was like, BHIS just has, Beau rocking out in the background with a hack. So I'm thinking about like strapping you on the front of a semi truck while we're driving through the desert doing a pen test. How does that sound?
We need a flamethrower coming out.
Flamethrower coming out the guitar. Just about the right level of awesome that needs to happen next time we're in Vegas.
This next song would actually be good for that because this is probably the darkest one of all of them. So
that's okay. We're used to dark here. So somebody was asking, is that a Mesa Boogie behind you? Is it a TC100?
It's an Electrodyne actually.
Okay. And your main floor setup that you're using right now is the Line 6, right?
Yeah. So I use a Line 6 Helix, and I love the Helix. The Helix is awesome. So if you guys are like looking for pedal boards, actually John has like the smaller version of the Helix too.
Yeah, that's what whenever he comes out here, it's kind of a pain in the ass because he doesn't want to ship his guitars for very obvious reasons. Last time I think you brought him with you on the airplane, if I remember correctly, or did we?
A couple years ago I did, yeah. A couple years ago, but last time we played together, I used your guitars.
Yeah, you just used my stuff, and but yeah, he got me this little Helix stomp box so he could take his sounds and put them on that, and it was just easier that way.
You're gonna have to get a 7-string next time, though.
A what?
A 7-string.
Oh, dude, I've already told you. Just send me the 7-string that you want. I was gonna get one anyway, so just tell me the one that you want, and then it'll be here waiting for you.
This is probably a really good point to bring up. That there was a physical pen test I was on one time, and John actually let me expense a guitar in for the pen test.
Yeah, we still have that picture somewhere that we can't share publicly.
No.
You guys sent me a picture of it. It was like pen test successful.
Yeah, it was Derek Banks and I. Yeah. I remember being in the car with Derek, and we're like, we should like try this ruse. And I called John, and he's like, sure, I guess.
Yeah. The conversation was, John, I need to expense a guitar. And I'm like, sure, absolutely. Wait, for what? So.
Yeah, it was good. All right, so
let's go. Are we ready to go dark then?
Yeah, so we got 2 more songs to go. This is probably the darkest one of all the ones. So this is session expired.
It doesn't involve running over a koala in Australia, does it?
No.
Okay, Jock still got you beat. All right, go ahead.
Okay.
Yep, we're gonna be renting a semi truck, some straps, and a flamethrower.
Tony,
That's the one.
Yeah,
that's the one.
for sure.
Do we need to
That's
get
it.
systems involved to put in some infrastructure in the trailer so we can hack?
Yeah, we'll do that. Yep, that'll be a BHIS advertisement at some point. All right, so you got one more you said for us?
Yeah, let me wrap one more song, guys. Last
All
one.
right, let's kick it out.
All right, so this is Glitch Consciousness. This is the title track from the first album. So here we go. That's it, guys.
Oh, thank you so much. Like I said earlier, we're going to need that at about 1 a.m. To kind of, take us through the rest of the evening. But that was just, Ollie H said, and I'm spent. So that was so cool.
Thank you. That's. Oh my gosh, I got kids.
Oh, the
The kids are like,
Aw.
That's amazing. That's my dad.
Thanks, guys.
I know him.
Bo, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you
Oh,
for
great.
coming on.
that's so
Thanks
that's
for being
so
you.
that's so modern day rock and roll. So,
That was awesome.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for having me on. That's fun. So
you bet. I think
gotta make these
your
kids go to bed
boys.
now.
I think it's time for you to get those kids to bed. Take care. Thank you so much, dude.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, guys.
Gosh.
Well,
Killed it.
that happened.
Gosh.
Huh.
Well, I'm
So
awake.
now we're doing the post show where it's like,
Yeah.
do you remember that part whenever Bo played that song, it like
Mhm.
kicked ass?
It wasn't even
That
like
was
halfway
pretty
through.
sweet. That was
Yeah.
pretty sweet.